In this lecture, we are going to learn about HTTP service type. We use HTTP service to communicate with backend services. I have created an Angular application called x17 and I have created a controller name called controller. In the script file, I have declared x17 as Angular file and Angular application, and I have declared the controller. And first thing I need to do, if I want to use this HTTP service inside of this controller, I have to declare that HTTP service here, $mark HTTP, and if I want to use that HTTP service here, just put $mark HTTP variable here. And HTTP is having some built-in functions. The first one is HTTP GET. We use HTTP GET to retrieve data from the server side, and the other function is HTTP POST. We use HTTP POST to post data from the front end to back end, and the other way also. And we have other HTTP services, HTTP PUT. In this lecture, we are going to learn about the HTTP GET, and I'll explain about other two services also. We will remove the other services. The first thing in HTTP GET, we need to get in which service we are going to retrieve. In here, I'll declare a file called iphone.json. I don't have a iphone.json here, but I'll put iphone.json. I'm going to retrieve data from iphone.json, and in the HTTP GET has two types of results. One is if the iphone.json executes successfully, it will return to the success function. And the result, and if I need to put dot here, the other function is if iphone.json is not executing successful, it return error. If this iphone.json executed successfully, this will return the data of this backend service into result variable, and if this iphone.json executed with error, it will return to .error function with the error object, and we will create iphone.json here. And we will include some data into this JSON file. I'm going to get some data from the outside, and I'll paste here. In this iphone.json is having a data array of the object. In one, it's having ID, name, email, model, status, and purchase date. I'm going to the script file, and if this iphone.json executed successfully, this result is assigned to this object, and in the my other.html I am used object array, and if this executed successfully, I am going to equal object array equal into result, and If this executed successfully, the data is equals to object array. If it returns error, I'm going to out alert error dot error. This will return the error message, and I'm going to out the error code here, error dot status code. If there's any error in the iPhone.json execution, it will give the alert, the error description, and the status code here. I think I have done correctly, but error is not giving me. We will check is there any issue in our typing. http.get iphone.json.success scope.objectArray. We will check the spelling of the object array, and yes, we use capital O here and we use simple O here. We will use capital O and C. Yes, it executes and it gives this iphone.json details into the front end using HTTP service. You can see here http://get iphone.json, and if success, return as a result equal to object array iterating using ng repeat, and it returns all the data. And if there's any error, it's going to generate alert message. We will change this iphone.json to iphone1.json and see. Yes, it's giving me a alert message saying not found. That means error. The message of the error is not found, and the status code is 404. This link is not found. You see how the error is executed here. And this is about HTTP GET service, and there's another two services I have mentioned earlier, the HTTP dot post, and I'll correct this one. Other than that, this error will generate every time it refreshes. Okay, the other service is HTTP post. We use HTTP post to post some data from front end to back end, and the other way also. And there's another method called HTTP put, and both are doing same type of services. And this is about the HTTP service. We will learn more services in the next few lectures.